Hello guys, this is Gaming, and that I'm reacting to Girl Pays Homeless $5,000 to be her date by DharMannStudios. And as always, the links to the channel and the video in the description. And as always, let's begin. Shall we?
Honestly, I hope I can get this place shut down.
Well, guess who we have here?
You good?
No, he is a sleazy jerk. Yes, Garrett. You know what? I don't care that he has all this money. He can't buy himself a better personality. Like, let me call you back.
Lena, I hope you have an explanation for your behavior.
Yes, he's a scumbag. And he was rude to the waitstaff, like always. I mean, their jobs are hard enough without him making it worse.
Apologize.
Absolutely not. I am not sorry. In fact, if I had another drink, I would throw in his face all over again.
Garrett, will you excuse us for a minute? Garrett is one of the wealthiest bachelors in the country. And you want to throw all that away just because he's not nice to waiters?
Just because you care about money above all else doesn't mean that I do.
He just inherited his father's company.
You're telling him to go away for a bit, and yet he's still there, hearing you perfectly. Couldn't you at least check that he left, my guy? Anyway.
Your marriage is our chance to merge the companies. Sweetie, it's not just about money. It's about the company and our family legacy.
What about what I want? Is it too much to ask that I marry a good person?
You're spoiled! You don't care about money because you've never had to live without it. Honey, we just want what's best for you and the family.
And that's it.
Okay, you find yourself a wealthy, eligible bachelor who's also a nice guy, and then maybe we'll reconsider. But that person does not exist. In the meantime, I highly recommend you make things right with Garrett, or you can live under a different roof.
Fine then. I guess I'll be staying somewhere else tonight. Hey, do you want something to eat? I think I have.
Got everything I need. Thank you. Hey, it's me.
Let me go.
Have you? Never. Look, let's just get married, okay? And put all this behind us. Think about how happy our parents are gonna be.
No!
The lady said let her go. Stay out of this, bum.
I'm serious.
Did you not hear me? Now you're gonna. You okay?
Is he gonna be okay?
He'll be fine. You should get going before he wakes up.
Wait.
Okay, last time I checked, I don't think a punch would be more than enough to essentially render him unconscious. I don't think a punch can even do that, because he even punched him on the cheek. It's not like he punched him at a weak point or anything, and even then, I don't think there's even a weak point that you can punch. Anyway.
He's just so obsessed with the company. Everything he does is to make the company bigger and better. He wants me to take over. And he's terrified if he'll go to anyone who isn't family.
So he's forced.
Anyone who isn't family. Anyone who is family. They say family, yet the subtitles say familiar. I mean, I guess both can work.
Forcing you to get married? What is this, the 1700s?
This is how he's always been. He only respects people who are rich and successful and thinks anyone who is poor is uncultured and not even worth his time. If I married someone with a net worth less than $100 million, he would disown me.
Wait. What if we tested that theory? Now listen, we find someone who's poor, but make it seem like he's rich. Get your dad to fall in love with him, and then when he finds out, he'll realize how wrong he is.
Okay. I don't think DharMann realized what he just did. Like, I feel like that moment can be taken out of context rather easily. Anyway.
You okay?
That's actually not a bad idea. And I might just have the perfect candidate.
After my parents kicked me out, there was really no other place to go.
I got let go from my job as a banker, and stress got to me.
One car crash later, I'm on the street.
I'm sorry, guys. I know this won't change your life, but hopefully it changes your day.
Where'd you get this?
I met a nice young lady yesterday.
Where's yours?
I'm fine.
Come on, Nick. We know you're hungry, too.
What are you doing here?
To thank you. And because I have a job offer. I'll give you $1,000 if you pretend to be my boyfriend. Just for one night.
Thanks, but I'll pass.
Nick, are you kidding? That's life-changing money.
And do you know what we could do with $1,000? We wouldn't have to sleep on the street. We'd have food for days. You gotta say yes.
5,000 cash and I'm in.
Maybe we should change his hair color.
Maybe some glasses?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Your notice. As per your lease.
You're raising my rent again? That's twice in 1 year.
With interest rates where they are, I don't have a choice. Maybe if you had some paying customers, that would help. Do I know you?
Let me guess, that guy will be linked to how this guy lost all his money, huh?
Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Yep, I don't care about the montage. Oh, we're still doing it. Look. I honestly don't care, I just want to save your time, so let's just skip.
Everyone, I would like to introduce you to Nick, my new boyfriend.
And this guy looks entirely different, huh? Just proves that looks are everything. Because like if you had shown me the guy when he was, I guess, looked like a homeless man, and you can't even say that I'm stereotyping or anything. Like that's what they're aiming for. They're straight up aiming for the stereotype. So like if you had shown me him looking like a homeless man and then him like this, I wouldn't have known that this was the same person, because that's how much that's how drastic they changed his look. Anyway.
I'm so sorry.
Commercial real estate's a hard business to be in these days. How you getting on?
Quite well. But much better when the partnership with Owen begins. Owen just acquired his 100th building in the state. That makes you, what, the 4th largest commercial property owner in the state?
5th.
After our companies merge, we'll be 2nd. Right after Running Horses Real Estate, the largest commercial brokerage in the state.
I'm looking forward to it. But I only merge companies with my family.
Well, I am ready. Whenever Lena is.
You want to merge your companies? You aren't worried about the tax implications of AB 20? I think it'd be more profitable to keep your company small enough to avoid the megacorp tax. That's service. Straight to the mouth. Don't worry about it.
I am so sorry, sir.
Don't worry about it.
These glasses aren't even prescription.
Huh. That's high fashion for you. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, how did he know that the glasses aren't prescription? You know what? I don't care.
I can't believe you're still trying to marry that girl.
Babe, it's just a business strategy. I still love you and we'll be together eventually.
Fine. But you better make it up to me.
Anything for you, babe. I'm gonna call you back.
I have the financial report you asked for. Anything I can do to help, sir?
Not unless you can find a way to add $1 million to get us back into the black.
Should we all be worried, sir?
We'll be fine. We have options. Actually, there is one thing. Are you a good investigator?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's crazy. My landlord called and said he's putting my rent back down to what it was when I first moved in.
What? You're kidding.
That's what I said, but he put it in writing and everything, so.
Well, that's amazing. I wonder what happened.
Maybe he had a change of heart.
Oh no, I'm gonna be late.
Where are you going?
Oh, I just volunteer at the Children's Hospital on Saturdays.
Can I come? I'd love to help.
Sure.
My dad says as soon as he gets enough money for my treatment that I'll get to leave and we could go to the park and get ice cream after.
I love that. Hey, sweetie. It's time for some tests. Hey, we'll be here when you get back, okay?
You're really good with her.
I lost my best friend when I was younger. She was sick and her family couldn't afford treatment. I couldn't do anything. So now, I guess I try to honor her memory.
Okay, like I have to ask, does her helping the girl have to do with something in her life? Can't it just be, oh, I just want to be kind? Does everything have to have like some kind of purpose, some kind of memory behind it? Can the reason of I'm just being kind work? Like, I'm weirded out because again, like, it's weird that they try to link any good thing that she does back to a memory or something. Just say that she's being kind and I'll be fine with it. Anyway.
Every time I make one of these kids smile.
Still can't do anything. You're an adult.
I work at my dad's company, and he gives me an allowance. I have no financial independence. And he still wants me to take over once he retires. And I just hate that idea.
Then don't do it. If your heart's not in it, don't waste your time.
That's a nice sentiment. But there are consequences if I do something my dad doesn't approve of.
What about me? Does he approve of me?
So, what'd you dig up on this guy?
There's no record of Nick Thomas Patterson. No birth certificate, no social security, no passport.
Look, I'm no expert, but I know you got a lot of heart. Don't throw that away.
What's your story? Everyone has one.
Okay, but like, I have a question. If she's not in it, where does she work at her dad's company? Like, did he force her to do that too? Because that isn't really implied. Like, they never said that she was forced to work for him. Because, like, if she works for him, then she has to have some kind of passion for the work that the company does, right? Right? Because, like, again, they never really said that she was forced to work for him. They never really said that. So I can't just assume that, oh yeah, she can't leave because he forced her. No, I can't assume that since there's no evidence that say that. So, like, was she forced to work for him or not? Because for her saying that she's not into it, that would mean that she just doesn't want to work at his company in general. And also, what do you mean by he gives you an allowance? That's called a paycheck. Like, if you receive money for working at a company, that's a paycheck. Like, because if he acknowledges you as a full employee, he needs to pay you a paycheck, not an allowance. Those are two completely different things. Anyway.
How is that possible?
Because Nick Thomas Patterson doesn't exist.
Oh, Lena.
I'm sorry, why did he have to go with a fake name? Like, look, why did he have to go with a fake name? Because here's the thing, we know that his name is Nick, or who knows, maybe he even faked that. But like, why fake your name? Is your name associated with something? You know what? Knowing these types of stories, his name is probably associated with something big anyway.
Don't forget about the fundraiser this Friday.
Wait a minute. Guys, might as well look a little down since I feel like I've pretty much uncovered a spoiler. Look down here. Billionaire pretends to be homeless. Dhar Mann, you pretty much just uncovered the plot for me. Congratulations, you gave me the plot. Anyway.
You know, I'm always excited to support the Children's Hospital.
It's very honorable of you.
Just a tax write-off. Appearances, of course. More importantly, Garrett's gonna be there. Give you two a chance to reconnect.
I don't mind coming. For moral support.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you doing all of this. I know that my dad is a lot to be around. But you just hung in there, not even asking for a dime. So, here, take this.
Keep it. I can't take that.
Don't act like you are.
Okay, look. If she could just pull out this much money that easily, then you can't tell me she doesn't have financial independence. Like, yeah, she does work for her dad. But if you eventually get an enough amount of money, a good amount of money, once you get that amount, you can get financial independence even if you're not really independent when it comes to your job. You can easily just, you know, quit and, you know, live off the money you already have. Because, like, again, if she can pull out this amount that easily without thinking about it, then yeah, I feel like she does have financial independence. It's just that the difference is that the independence is with the money she already has, rather than the source of income itself. Which, let's be honest, like, for her to pull out this amount rather easily, this means that she should have enough money for, to the point that working at a job wouldn't matter, at least for the time being. So she's kind of like, what, half financially independent, like, kind of like that? Anyway.
When you first said no...
Thanks, but I'll pass.
Nick, are you kidding? That's life-changing money.
Do you know what we could do with $1,000?
I knew the only reason that you said yes is because you wanted to give to your friends. Aren't you? You don't have to explain. You never do. Aren't you coming?
Actually, I'm gonna go for a walk. Check on some friends.
Are you really kidding me? Like, you're telling me that guy is showing, I guess you would call them scars already? Like, they're not permanent, but they're still what you would consider scars. So, like, you're telling me he already shows scars from just a punch. How powerful was that punch? Especially because, remember, this was at his cheek. This wasn't at his nose or anything. So, like, how was this condition that bad? Like, are you telling me that a punch can seriously do all this? Because I don't believe that. Anyway.
Guys, it's me.
Oh my gosh.
tell us everything.
There's no time. Just came here to give you this and to invite you to an event. Will you come?
For that much cash, I'll do somersaults the whole way there. You got all this just for beating up some rich prick?
Nick, so glad you can make it.
So tell me, I want to learn more about you. How'd you learn so much about real estate?
I like to pride myself as a lifelong learner.
Impressive, given your background. I have an announcement to make.
What's going on here?
Ours.
I'm sorry, where did your scar go? You're telling me the scar he just had a minute ago is now gone? Because I feel like I have the right to assume that this is later in the day. This isn't like next day or anything. You're telling me a scar that big just disappeared in like half a day? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Anyway.
Special guest Nick here is not who he says he is. He's a fraud. Nick is not even his real name. The truth is, he's a bum.
Is that true?
Some of it. My real name isn't Nick. This is a disguise, but I'm not a bum. My name is John J. Smith, founder and CEO of Running Horses Real Estate, so I'd appreciate it if...
Oh yeah, let me guess. Wasn't that the company that they said was like the biggest one out of the real estate companies? Wasn't that the biggest one?
If you don't try to embarrass me at my own fundraiser.
After our companies merge, we'll be second. Right after Running Horses Real Estate.
Of course. Of course the guy had to be running the biggest company. Why didn't I predict that? It's so obvious. Why didn't I predict it? I guess we get introduced to obvious plot points every day. Especially, like, Dhar Mann. At least you could have hit that thing. Like, my guy. Just disable chapters. Like, may I ask why those chapters even exist? Like, these chapters are just the video itself. And then the end credits. So, like, what's the point of it? You're pretty much just spoiling us at this point. Anyway.
The largest commercial brokerage in the state.
I also find it particularly interesting that when you're out here judging me on how much money you think I have, it's your company that's going bankrupt.
Don't believe him. He's clearly a liar.
Yeah? Why does your financial statement say you lost millions of dollars this year?
How did you get that?
Part of our due diligence when I considered buying your company out of bankruptcy.
You want to merge with my company to save your own?
Wait, I'm so confused. Why live on the street? You're the richest person in the room.
My whole life, people have been using me for my money. No one ever really cared about me. They just wanted me to pay for everything. I became jaded. I hated people. Even my fiance only wanted me for my money. Found out she was cheating on me the week before our wedding. Turns out she'd been with him before we even met. I was lost. I craved human connection. Real human connection. So I left. I decided to...
Wait a second. But wait a minute. Didn't he dye his hair? Like, if I remember correctly, his hair was originally brown, and then they dyed it black. But then they show his hair being black from the very beginning. Didn't they dye his hair to black? Because why would he have had brown hair at the start, and yet this time he has black hair even before he met them? Anyway.
To see who I was without it all, and who people are when I don't have money. I wanted to have faith in people again.
It worked. I finally found people I could trust.
First of all, like, again, this is a huge inconsistency that either I don't understand it correctly, either I misunderstand it, or DharMann's straight up inconsistent. Because, like, last time, yup. See that frame? See that frame? Like, I might as well, like, okay, it's 80 minutes and 47 seconds. Might as well remember. Let's check it out.
Is he gonna be okay?
He'll be fine. You should
Okay, like, is this lighting or what? You know what? I feel okay, it might be the okay. Let's here, brown hair, brown hair. Here it is, clear as day. Okay, I do see a bit of dark hair, but like, it's definitely not the black hair we see later on. Like, at first I was thinking, you know what? Maybe it's the lighting, but nope. Here, like, we haven't been to this point yet, but here it is, clear as day, brown hair. See this huge inconsistency? And yet, at the beginning, mind you, this, like, they showed us a flashback that's supposed to be before he did the whole homeless stunt thing. And yet, you're telling me that his hair was originally black. DharMann, what type of inconsistency have you made up? Anyway.
I finally found people I could trust. Real friends. I'd like to introduce all of you to Dan and Tim. I met them on the street, and it turns out Dan is a great identifier to good investments, and Tim is a whiz with numbers thanks to his years in banking. I brought them on my team. I want to help people.
You're raising my rent again? That's twice in 1 year. My landlord called and said he's putting my rent back down to what it was when I first moved in.
That's amazing. I wonder what happened.
Maybe he had a change of heart.
Wait. It was you, wasn't it? You stopped the increase for my friend Caroline. But you don't even know her.
I don't. But I do know someone who's pretty amazing. Someone who doesn't...
I'm sorry. Did you do that because it was a special case? I obviously don't know about real estate or anything like that, but aren't you the CEO, the one who's supposed to be dictating the prices, the one who's supposed to say, raise the price? Isn't he the one who's supposed to say that? Because if that's the case, then that shows the scene in a completely different light. It shows that he only provided special treatment so that she sees him in a more positive light. Because again, I obviously don't know about real estate, so feel free to correct me, but like, again, why do I keep saying? Okay, like, why shouldn't he be the one selling the prices? Shouldn't he be the one saying increase the price by 10%? Shouldn't he be the one saying that? Shouldn't he be the one saying increase the rent by 5%? Shouldn't he be the one saying that? Because if that's the case, then that shows the scene in a completely different light. It doesn't show how kind he is. It shows that he's providing for Caroline special treatment because he wants to appear like a better person. Like, again, I feel like this is not what the scene is implying, because again, this would show the scene in a completely different light that I don't think DharMann wants. But at the same time, you can't help but question it. Like, my guy, again, you're the owner of the place. You, as the CEO, have the full right to say, hey, I want you to increase the rent. You're the one who chooses. Like, even the person who came in to announce the price, like, he seems like someone who more of announces the news rather than the person who, rather than the person who's dictating the prices, because I feel like it says more of we rather than I. Like, again, remember, he's the CEO. If he owns a property, then that means he has the full right to dictate how the price is gonna be. Like, think about it. If he didn't, and the guy decided on his own, then, what's the point? Like, how could he have told the landlord to change the price if he wasn't the one who told him to increase it in the first place? Did you ever think about that when you wrote the script? Anyway.
Let money affect how she treats people. Lena, if you forgive my deception, would you do me the honor of being my girlfriend? For real this time.
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
This is wonderful. A merger between my company and Running Horses Real Estate would
Sorry,
be...
I forgot to add. It's one condition of being my girlfriend. You can't take over your dad's company. You have such a big heart. Follow it. Don't waste it on what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely not. She will be taking over. This is a family company.
You can't control her anymore.
You stay out of it. She's my daughter.
Dad, he's right. My heart isn't in real estate. I can't fill your shoes. I want to do...
Again, if your heart wasn't in real estate, why do you work for him? Because again, like I feel like they're trying to imply that she's forced to work for him because that's the only way it could make any sort of sense. But like, it's clear that she earns money and all that, but like, again, think about it. Think about it for one moment. Is she being forced to work for his company or not? Because if she isn't being forced, then why does she work there if her heart isn't in real estate? And if she's being forced, then honestly it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, they never implied it. They never implied or said directly that she was particularly forced to work there. She was only being forced to take over. There's a difference. So, like, DharMann, will you explain this plot hole for me, please? Like, either I missed something, which I honestly doubt, or DharMann is having a plot hole. Anyway.
Do this my way. I want to support sick kids in children's hospitals.
Okay, I have a pretty simple question, which is, if the companies are gonna merge, then what's the point of her taking over? Because, like, I don't know how this type of stuff works, but if both companies are real estate companies, then why not just have one CEO to control it all? Like, okay, if the two companies are kind of different and have their own ways of, you know, managing stuff, then it makes sense to keep the current CEO or to appoint a new one for the first said company even after merger. But both the Running Horses and her dad's company are the same type. They're real estate companies. If you're gonna merge them, you just have one company that has more assets. So, like, why not have I don't know, you know what, let's call him Nick, even though that's not his real name, because that's the name they've been saying all day. So, like, why not have Nick control everything? Like, he would be considered family since he would marry her and he would be considered a family. And again, both companies are the same type. Why not just have him control everything, huh? Why not? Straight up, why not? Like, why not do that? Again, obviously this won't work if the companies that are gonna merge are companies that do very different things. But these two are the exact same type. If you merge them, you just have one company that has more assets. That's it. Like, genuinely, that's it. Anyway.
That's what I want to do with my life.
I saw the news. You're bankrupt.
It's just a setback, I swear.
If you get your money back, call me. Until then, stay out.
No.
I brought a special visitor.
Lena, I got better.
Oh my goodness, you did.
Some stranger gave us the money for my treatment.
Well, whoever it was, sounds like an angel. Look at you. You're glowing.
I'm sorry for how I treated you. I just wanted the best for you and for all of us. And I was wrong about what that was. I see that you're making a real difference here. All thanks to your boyfriend.
Actually, he's my real fiance now.
Oh, I see a merger in our future. Family business after all.
Okay, that goes a little too far, okay? Like, you went from him managing a big company to being homeless. Isn't that a little too far, buddy? I feel like you just want the perfect ending for the sake of it at this point. Like, okay, the good ending makes sense, but the one about whatever his name was just doesn't make sense. Like, okay, he's gone bankrupt, sure, but doesn't he own a house? Doesn't he own a car? Doesn't he have that type of stuff? Like, did it get seized because he went bankrupt or something? Because, like, I honestly can't really believe that he went from managing a company, even if it was going bankrupt. Like, I wouldn't be able to believe that he went from that to just losing everything, to being homeless. Like, really? Like, I can't really believe that. Like, you guys understand? Anyways, might as well get to it. What do I say about? Oh yeah, might as well mention the plot holes, because oh boy, this video has plot holes. That's for sure. First of all, what's with him? Like, what's with Nick? I know his Nick isn't his real name, but I might as well roll with it. I'm not gonna waste your time to try to know what his real name is. So, like, why is Nick's hair color so inconsistent? Because, like, again, I want to genuinely ask, why is his hair color so inconsistent? Like, they show him being like this, right? This is supposed to be his original hair color because later on they dyed it. They even mentioned dyeing it, so they probably did. So he has black hair, right? Okay, perfect. But then in the flashback, he goes back. But then in the flashback, he also has black hair even before meeting them. What the heck? Like, genuinely, like, think about it. This guy shows brown hair, and yet later on he shows completely black hair. Like, not even the same color. May I ask again? Why is his hair color so inconsistent? Because, DharMann, you could have at least taken some time out of your day to be considered that. But you know what? This is just a hair choice. You could call it a nitpick. Sure. Let's focus on something that's actually confusing for a second. One simple plot hole. What's with Lena and her job? Because, like, here's the thing. Remember how she said that she's not financially independent since she works for her dad and all that? Well, I have a very simple question. Is she forced to work for her dad, or was that her choice? Because if that was her choice, then why does she say that real estate isn't in her heart, or like her heart isn't in real estate? Why would she say that if she worked for her dad's company? Because again, they never said truly that she was being forced to work for him. The only thing that they said that she was being forced to do was to take over. But they never said that she was forced to work for him. So if she wasn't forced to work for him, she must have chosen to work for him willingly, which means that the real estate should at least be in her heart. Since why do work in an area that your heart isn't in? Why? Like, do you guys see this plot hole? Because again, they make me want to think that they imply that she was being forced to work for her dad's company, even though nothing said that. Straight up, nothing said that. Nothing proves that. Like, this plot hole honestly doesn't make sense. And for the live message, I don't remember what it is. It's just, let's just say it's follow your heart or whatever. It's like a live message. Because, like, for some reason, they don't repeat the message, which is a little weird. Like, DharMann, especially if you watched his earlier era, like 2020, 2021, 2022, something like that, you would know that he always repeats the message at the end to kind of like, what do I say, prove it? Because, like, it makes the message hit extra hard if you've been shown an example, you know? But for some reason, he stopped that, which is bad, because, like, here's the thing. You can't expect me to go through this whole story and then remember, oh yeah, might as well remember that the life lesson that they showed, like, 20 minutes ago. What? DharMann, just, please, I know this is gonna be a little cliche, whatever, but, like, maybe not cliche, I don't know what the word for it is exactly, but, like, can you please go back to the times where you were saying a life lesson at the end? Because as much as it could be cringe or whatever, like, Come on, man. Like, at least you hammered it in because, like, I'm being genuine here. Like, I'm supposed to do commentary on the life lesson as well. Talk about if it works in all situations or not, if it applies to certain situations only, stuff like that. But I can't do that when I can't even remember the life message or the life lesson. And you can't even tell me you have to remember it when they only show it at the beginning, and then they expect me to focus on all of this, and then they just expect me to remember what they said at the beginning. I straight up can't. I straight up can't do that. But anyways, as always, the links to the channel and the video are in the description. And as always, on the left is a most recent video, on the right is a video YouTube recommends. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.